say that you should not be training every single day because you're going to overtrain, because you're going to burn yourself out, it's not healthy, you're going to lose muscle gains. There are so many people out there telling you that you shouldn't be exercising, but that is complete bullshit. And I think that you should be exercising every day. I'm going to share with you why, all right? So there's a fair few reasons that I want to go out there and tell you why you should be. But first of all, let's cover the bullshit claims that people make. So number one is that people say, oh my God, you're gonna overtrain, you're gonna burn yourself out, you're gonna, lose muscle mass if you exercise too much. And honestly, unless you're a competitive powerlifter, unless you're a bodybuilder, unless you're spending hours in the gym, most people aren't actually training enough. So overtraining is not really a big factor here. Like, how many people do you know who will go into the gym for 2 or 3 hours a day, who will completely burn themselves out, who actually train for some type of competition? If you're like me, you probably don't know many people. And if you're watching this, you're not one of those people. So one thing I would not be concerned about is if you're gonna overtrain. The bigger problem is that people usually under recover. How many of you, you don't sleep enough, or maybe, you're not eating the right type of food, or you're not eating enough type of food. And the under recovery part is one of the big components. It's actually not getting to that point of overtraining. So if you aren't training for over an hour a day or an hour and a half a day, then there's very, very little chance that you are going to overtrain. Now, the second thing that people say is that you're going to lose muscle mass, because on the days you're not doing weights, if you do cardio, you're going to lose muscle mass, you'll lose your gains. And once again, that is complete and utter bullshit. Unless, like I said earlier, you're actually not eating enough calories or enough protein per se, or you're doing ridiculous amounts of high intensity cardio, or you're doing 2 or 3 hours of cardio a day, there is no chance that you are going to lose muscle mass if you're eating enough protein and if you're recovering enough. So if you're doing those two things, you can completely get the results you want by training every single day. Now, one big mistake that you can make is actually doing the same exercise or the same body part 2 days in a row, because you still need to be able to recover during that time. So if you train, let's say you hit some leg body part on a Monday, right? Well, then you wouldn't want to do that same body part again on a Tuesday. You want to give it at least 48 hours of rest time. So like, you think about it, if you did squats on Monday, you wouldn't want to squat again Tuesday. I mean, at the end of the day, who wants to squat again the second day after they just did squats? But you want to let those legs rest until Wednesday, okay? So a 48-hour rest is going to make sure that your muscles recover and that you're not actually going to do too much muscle damage. So if you're going to train every single day, the first thing you want to think about is not hitting the muscle group twice in a row. Give yourself at least a day rest, right? So when you think about exercising every day, like, why should you exercise every day? There are a lot of benefits out there. First of all, most people feel good when they exercise. Like, when you finish a workout program, or when you just come into the gym and you move, how much more better do you feel after? I mean, you don't finish exercise and feel like, yeah, I feel on top of the world, I'm gonna go and train again, but you have that good feeling inside. You've moved your body, you've lifted some weights, you've done some cardio, and you just have a better overall feeling. Like, honestly, the days where I don't train, I'm more grumpy, I feel like a cunt to people, and I just feel like there's just something missing, and it's because I've missed the day of training, which is one of the reasons I actually like to train every day too. Another reason training every day is good is because that means you get to eat more food, because you're burning more calories. And if you're someone who is a fat kid at heart like I am, and you love to eat food, well then training every day is going to be able to support that, because the food you eat, yes, if you eat too much, you'll still go to fat mass, but more likely it's going to be partitioned to helping your body repair, to helping grow lean muscle, to help with other functions, because you're training and you're keeping that adaptive response high. So training every day is really, really beneficial if you're someone who loves food. A third thing is it just ingrains the habit. Like, if you're going to the gym every single day, and you're just, whether it just be to go in and walk on the treadmill and watch some Netflix, or go for a jog, or just do anything, when you come into the gym and you ingrain that habit, it's so much easier to stick to, as opposed to going, oh, like, I had a week off, or you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you have 2 or 3 days off, you just feel lazy and lethargic, and it's very hard to get back into it. But even if you come to the gym and you do 5 minutes of anything, you're gonna feel so much more better just coming in here and getting that habit done over time. So if you're trying to look to build the habit of going to the gym, do it every day. Come 7 days a week, change it up, but do something, as opposed to just going, oh, I got told I can't train today, so I'm not gonna. Especially, this comes to my next point, if you love exercise. If you love exercise like me, and you just want to come to the gym because you enjoy it, well then don't listen to people who say you shouldn't exercise every day because of blah, blah, blah. Like, you should not stay away from things you enjoy. If you enjoy exercise like I do, whether it be cardio, whether it be walking around, whether it be lifting weights, whatever it is, if you actually enjoy it, don't stay away from it, okay? So all these benefits of actually continuing doing weight training every day or just doing some type of exercise is really beneficial. Now, what I like to say is, like, you don't have to train with weights every day. When I say exercise, there are so many different types of exercise out there you can do. So for me, I like to train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday will be my weight training days. So that's 4 days of weight training. Then on my other days, on my cardio days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, I'll do cardio. So I'll do a mixture of high intensity and low intensity cardio, just depending on how I feel. Because sometimes I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to do high intensity. I just want to take it easy. I'm going to jog on the, I'm going to do a cross trainer or do a jog on the treadmill, something light just to keep my body moving. But I'm not going to stick to one thing all the time and say I have to do high intensity. Then on the other days, if I feel like high intensity and I really want to kick some ass, I'll go and do some high intensity training. So I'm still moving my body every single day. I'm doing something and it makes me feel good. I get to eat more food. I like exercising. It's keeping the habit going and it's keeping my momentum going at the end of the day. And if you resonate with that, if you're like, you know what, I want to exercise every day, as long as you're not hitting the same body part, doing weights every single day, you can absolutely come in, train, exercise, get results, and more importantly, build on that habit that's going to help you get results over time and just keep persisting with that. So don't listen to those people who tell you you're going to fucking overtrain or you're going to lose muscle mass if you do cardio or any of that other bullshit out there. Because at the end of the day, you can train every day, especially if you enjoy it. So don't listen to those people. Now, before you go, if you did like this, I'd love for you to give this a good thumbs up so other people can see this, and I'll speak to you next time.